Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time we're going to be feeding a little fella that I've been putting together for quite some time. Finished him off with cells from a recent Crazy Days sale in the cell shop. This is Viperhotep, I think. And you can see he's got a lock ruin slot, but we won't hold that against him. He's a legendary, he's fire. The reason that I woke him up specifically when I have so many others is that I actually hear he's got some denial. That would make him very useful as a fire legendary. Let's see if that's true. So let's find him a place. Okay, he seems to have found his place. There's a lot of darkness there. He'll light it up. Okay, he seems hot. Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's check this little guy out. This is somebody whom we're going to be renaming, of course. Yeah, I'll find some kind of snakish thing here. Maybe call him Set. That kind of works, doesn't it? Maybe Seti? We'll see. Anyway, as I said, he is a legendary. He is fire. He is apparently immune to possession. Okay, well, the simple possessions, right? The simple possessions. All right, his power is, it's middle of the road. It's not so bad, but life is a little bit above normal. Figure normal is about 150, right? Speed's pretty good. Speed's pretty good. And if he's going to be like denialish, then yeah, that's kind of a good thing to have, speed, right? All right, let's check out some skills here. Sneaky Snake. Say that 20 times fast. Deals low physical damage to one enemy, and then we have Slithering Strike. Deals moderate fire damage to one enemy. I guess we're going to see a lot of S's here, aren't we? Okay, and of course that special skill, Curse of the Desert Snake. Applies skill mirror to one enemy, applies possession and burn all enemies, removes positive status effects from all enemies. Okay, let's run through this. It gives a skill mirror to one enemy, applies possession and burn to all enemies, and then removes positive status effects from them. You know, at that point, I'd probably want them to have positive status effects. Or I'd want the positive status effects removal to be the first thing we do. I mean, what if he's got a buff on him that makes him immune to possession? He's not naturally immune. What if it... In that case, I'd rather remove those positive status effects before attempting to possess him, right? Yeah, I don't, maybe that's the way it works. That'd be very difficult to test, though. That would be very difficult to test. So, anyway, he looks kind of interesting. As an apprentice to Isis, Viperhotep used his cunning ways to earn the trust of the goddess. On her deathbed, she gave him her powers, trusting that he would use it for good. Instead, he betrayed her by using the powers for evil and manipulation. He's a snake! What did you think was gonna happen? Ugh. Anyway, let's feed him up, because with all those powers, he needs to be powerful enough to do all kinds of evil and manipulation. Yeah, sounds like a great idea. Let's get him to level 4. Okay, there he is, his first form. Yes, he looks like if I give him my powers, he'll do good through the world. Seriously, he's a snake. Alright, let's keep him going here, because I want some skills. Fiery Torment. Deals moderate fire damage to one enemy, 50% chance of burning. Okay, but that's pretty straightforward. Yes, the skill of a goodness creature. Yeah, fire. He's going to burn away the evil. Or just everything else, right? Alright, let's continue to level 10. Alright. Pharaoh's Mage. 50% chance of applying burn and stun to one enemy. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Do you get a group version of that? Without the 50%. Alright, let's continue to level 15. What other goodness stuff does he have? Time to Rest. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, 50% chance of applying Stamina Leak. Well, you know what? We'll just throw it there. It's a better skill, right? Just no 50%. It's an early skill, so let's continue to level 20. Fury Trap. Applies stun to one enemy. Applies burn to one enemy. Okay, so that's good. That's no stamina, too. That could be very useful. All right, let's think about this. I'm just going to throw it there because it does seem to be an upgrade of that one. The difference is it's no stamina. But it does have a 4-round cooldown. It's just really kind of interesting. I mean, if you get your stamina taken away, you can still use this one. Be nicer if it was a group attack, but still. I don't know if I'll keep it, but it's better than that, right? Alright, so let's get to level 20 and his final evolution. This is where he looks good and not evil anymore. So this is, okay. Sapping Fangs. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, removes positive status effects from one enemy. I mean, I don't think I'm going to keep that, but I guess we can just do that. Because, I mean, let's face it, we're going to get something better than 50% over here, right? Okay, and there he is. Oh, I can see it now. I understand the goddess's mistake. He looks so good and like he's going to help the world with her powers. Oh, what an idiot. All right, so let's continue to level 30. Draining Gaze. Deals heavy special damage to one enemy. Applies stamina leak to one enemy. Well, of course, that one is an upgrade of that one, right? It's less stamina, but it's a higher cooldown. The other one doesn't even have a cooldown. Okay, well, you know, it's a heavy hit. We'll hold on to it for now. Unless something better comes along. Do you have something better? You'll show us, won't you? All right, let's continue to level 35. Sapping Venom. Applies stamina leak to all enemies. Applies burn to all enemies. That's pretty good. I mean, that could be very useful. Well, that one does damage and it's a single target, but this one just seems more useful. Oh, wait, that's actually... Hold on a second. Let's see. The other one's a stun. You know, I'm not going to keep this one. Something that removes positive status effects from one enemy, it just doesn't seem worthy of one of the 4 spots, you know? If it was the entire group, if this was a group attack, that'd be great, even with a cooldown. It's just that this one just seems more useful for now. All right, let's continue to level 40. What other wonderful things do you have, huh? Viper's Gaze. Deals heavy special damage to all enemies. Applies stun to all enemies. Well, I guess that's going to be it there, right? And it's a heavy damage hit, too. Heavy special damage, too. That's not so bad. Okay, a little heavy on the stamina, but let's face it, you're not going to use it very often. Hopefully only once, right? I'm actually a little surprised that he's not doing possession. I'm a little surprised by that, given the fact that he himself is immune to possession, and part of his, I think it was part of his description, his powers of evil and manipulation. I was kind of expecting that. Oh well, stunning is good. It's a good form of manipulation, isn't it? So let's continue. We should have maybe one more left. I'm thinking one more left. Maybe an upgrade. Sapping Fangs. That's a good question. I should start thinking about this. I mean, that's a good strong hit, and it does a stamina leak. But we're already getting a stamina leak from here for everybody. I think I might put Sapping Fangs back in there. I mean, it's like I said. I'm getting burning here, and I'm getting stamina leak from this one, right? This one, it's hard to get rid of that. I mean, his job isn't damage, right? He seems to be like a control-y, support-y type, right? I mean, he does damage with burning and such like that, but it's not like you're going to put damage on him, right? So I'm thinking this one's probably more useful, especially is a 0 cooldown. So yeah, he's already got stamina leak on them. So, I mean, I don't really see the purpose of this. They're probably not going to do too different of damage because they're not really that different if you look at the gauges, but also because you're not going to put damage on him, right? And his power really wasn't so terrific. All right, so let's continue to level 50. I think we should get one more new one. Burning Sand deals very heavy fire damage at one enemy, applies burn to all enemies. Okay, that's kind of interesting. All right, now I'm back to here, though. I mean, this is going to do a lot of damage to one enemy. And then it's going to set the rest of them on fire for 4 turns, just like this one. So I would be losing the stamina leak. The thing about it is, this one doesn't do any damage. I think that one is just too useful to let go. I mean, if somebody does get the jump on you in a battle, like a General Teddy's or something like that, you can come back and do something. Mind you, it's only a single target, but it isn't bad. I think I might use this. Ah, that's a good question. See, the problem is, this one is stamina leak and this one is burning. That's what they are. But like I just said, damage isn't... But this one does substantially more damage. And it does set them... It does something. In other words, you could use it to finish somebody off. That's what I'm saying. You could use it to finish somebody off. But it's got damage and it's got the burning. But it doesn't have a stamina leak. But is that his job? Alright, I'm going to put this one. I'm going to put the Burning Sand in there. I'm going to put the Burning Sand. It's got half of what we had, and it's got some damage, so he can do some stuff there. Maybe if somebody is vulnerable to fire or something like that. Alright, so I do believe that's probably it. We've probably seen everything, so let's just finish him up here. Yeah, it's going to come right back. Actually, yeah, that's the one that we didn't want before. Yeah, this one does more damage. This one's special damage. But if I don't take this, I don't have a fire attack. You know, the other ones are special damage. I wouldn't want to go with 3 special damages. Besides, this one does do more damage. Everything else is the same. I'd rather have the burning than the other one, even though this one doesn't do burning, right? No, that one does a stun. Right, I mean, this would be the only one that does the burning except for this one. But this burns everybody. So I'm going to keep the one that I have. I'm probably going to see that one again immediately, too. Or the one I got rid of a moment ago. Draining Gauge. Yeah, that same one. All right. I'm pretty sure I've seen everything, but let's see. Sapping Venom. We've seen that one. Gain time to rest. All right, we're already back to the 50%. All right, so I think we got everything. All right, let's check out his final stats here. Okay, so like I said, the power, not much to write home about, you know. It's not terrible, but he's not a damage dealer. To a degree. I mean, the burning is pretty good, but life's a little bit above normal, which is a good thing. Speed is good, and that does seem to be what we want him for. I mean, what I wanted him for was the stun attacks, right? That's kind of what I wanted him for. I didn't know what form of denial it was going to be. As I said, I really thought it was going to be possession. Once I saw that, and once I read the text, I said, okay, we're going with possession here. Especially his special had possession too, right? So I was kind of figuring he was going to be like a group possession dude. I wasn't really expecting stun. But you know what? A good denial is a good denial, right? All right, so let's take a look at these skills. These are the skills that I chose, of course. And you might choose differently, and I might choose differently myself. During testing time, when the time comes for him to be tested, I might decide to use something completely different. We'll see. Anyway, the first skill I chose was Viper's Gaze. Deals heavy special damage to all enemies, applies stun to all enemies. So this is a group stun. Single turn, as long as nobody is immune to it, and as long as nobody can resist it, which of course we know doesn't happen anymore. No, there's no resistances. Especially if there's like a 20% resistance. That's not actually 180% instead. No, it isn't. Of course not. He can't be resisted. Look at him. He's so filled with goodness. Don't you just want to give him all your powers so he can do good in the world? Seriously, what was she thinking? All right, next one up. Sapping Fangs. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy. Okay, so the big part about this is removing positive status effects, and it is an attack with a 0 cooldown. So if somebody naughtily comes along and blanks out his cooldowns, sets his cooldowns, he can do something, right? As long as he's got the stamina, he can do something. So I didn't really have a lot of choices here, so I just decided I was going to go with this one. All right, the next one we have is Burning Sand. Deals very heavy fire damage to one enemy applies burning to all enemies. So one big serious fire hit against one individual sets everybody on fire with burning, assuming they don't resist it or they're not immune to it. So that's not bad. I mean, I had a choice between this one and one that does burning and stamina leak. It's still a tough call. I'm not overly sure if I want to go this way. I mean, do I want to put damage on him? I'm thinking I'm kind of wasting the situation if I do. But, I mean, I think I made the right call for this. It's his only burning attack, too, that I actually have. Or I should say burning attack. Poor choice of words. His only damaging fire attack, right? So, because of this one, Fiery Trap. Applies stun to one enemy. Applies burn to one enemy. Requires cooldown. Alright, what is this? 4-round cooldown is a big thing, but this requires no stamina. So he can stun one enemy and then set them on fire with burning. And assuming neither is resisted, that works out pretty well for you, not so good for him. The big part about this for me is that it doesn't require any stamina. So if his stamina was taken away, and there's lots of ways to do that these days. It's not just general deadies. There's, relics and such like this. Relics can just blank all of your stamina. He can still do this. So, considering the fact that I am probably going to be using him as denial, if somebody is slightly faster than him and takes his stamina away, he can then act right after that. So, that's the thing. That's the reason I kind of went with this. I kind of like this. I like those ones that give you a little bit of flexibility, and if something bad happens, you can still act. So, anyway, right, he seems pretty good. He's definitely decent denial. He's kind of fast, too, so he's going to benefit from speed runes, and that's generally what I'm thinking of doing myself. Now, he has attacks that do damage, and some of them are heavy, and there was a very heavy one. But I think that, there's plenty of fire-based creatures that do that. So you want to put the damages on them. What makes him unique and what makes him useful for me is the group stun, and also he's got the other stun, the one with the no stamina required. So I would put all speed on him. That's what I'm planning on doing, because that's why I got him. One thing that I do not have is I do not have any fire denial. I see him as fire denial. Now, stun is not the best one, mostly because there's so much immunity towards stun. And, the thing about it is, but that's going to work with virtually anything these days, isn't it? So, as long as your enemies are not immune to stun, you got a good chance of getting the stuns down. So, that's all right. I kind of like him. I'm going to use him. And as I said, if you put damage on him, I just don't see why you would do that. There are plenty of other damaging fire users, and, if he's the only one you got, I don't know. I think you're wasting him if you're not using full speed. Now, I don't know how much speed I'm actually going to put on him in the end, because he's going to be very situational. If I have a regular battle situation and I'm not limited by what elements I need, I'm probably going to use somebody else. I'm probably going to use General Deadies, Frostbite, maybe a Hackster, something like that. But if I'm in a war situation and it comes up one of those, you have to do this guy, and then we have 2 fire. And you're like, I don't have any denial. Oh, wait a minute, fire. I do have denial now. So that's kind of the reason that I wanted him. He's filling a hole for me for those situations that I would actually need some denial and fire. So anyway, I kind of like him, and I can't wait to start testing with him. It's probably going to be a while. Because we need a couple of friends to work with him, don't we? Anyway, I think that's it. So thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games, because games are fun. See ya.